Hi guys, it's Chantelle from 141 Design Company and welcome to my channel. Now this episode is jam-packed. So put your feet up and grab your stitching and let's hang out and catch up together online for a little bit. The first thing I want to go over is this freebie stitch that we have for you in our website now. Now I did take a trip recently to Hobby House, and Nicola Parkman was one of the guest designers there at that retreat, and she handed out a stitch that I'm going to show you later on, but it inspired me to take some details and borders from our Make Your Mark series and craft together this cute little Merry Christmas sentiment and ornament. So this was inspired by both Nicola with something that she gave to us, along with the borders that were in our Make Your Mark series. This is on our website now. It is a freebie, so you can head over there and download it if you haven't already. I'm going to show you what it looks like. It is in color and it's pretty big, so it's easy to follow along with. And obviously, go ahead and stitch this in any color you want, on any fabric you want, in any size count that you want. The numbers, if you don't get to it this year, the numbers just came off of some of our other Make Your Marks, so you can always grab the numbers from one of those to change this up if you don't do it till next year, or if you want to change the date in that section, or even if maybe you want to switch up the word, you can change the words around. But it's just a fun little freebie, and I just wanted to present that to you as my thank you, and just share a sentiment of how much I appreciate all of you guys and the love and support you've given to our business and our family in this past year. Let's do an update and chat about the Make Your Mark series that I did in 2023. This was the fourth one we did. It's Rose Dawson, and it's inspired from this particular vintage stitch that I have in my collection. I just love this one. It was so cute. And what I've done is they're just basic, and I take them and I create a kit with them, and I kit them up using a board, sometimes a little charm, and I usually include a floss, sometimes a fabric and paints and things like that right into the kit so that you can create the same type of look. This one, the first wave for Rose Dawson already went out, and then we got a second batch of the floss just came in, so we've got the second wave that's shipping out next week. But what I'll do is I take them and I chart it so that it's inspired by the original. So you do receive that chart, and that's what I went off of because I went ahead and stitched it just like Rose did, right? And it's on 18 count is what I did. Then I will give you a chart that doesn't have the name, doesn't have a date, depending on what the chart looks like, and you can put your own name and stuff inside there. This one, we grabbed the flower thread from Ginny Thompson to match the colors. Look at the match. Wasn't that insane how awesome that looks? Oh my gosh, it was one of my favorites. So I'm thinking we're going to use a lot more of the Ginny Thompson flower thread in the future charts in 2024. Now this one this board came inside the kit, and it also has a cute little apple that's an apple charm and some paints. This the brown and the cream paints that we use to blend and create the background, and then just a basic finish. I did lace it. That was fun to do. So I laced this one and I just adhered it right to the board. I did paint the back as well. So it comes with the brown paint and then the lighter color paint to dry brush over the top. You'll be seeing more of these next year, and I cannot wait to share some of the new ones that I've got. But again, they're always going to be real basic, and they're always like an adaptation and just some things that are fun. And like when I showed you the beginning, the new, the freebie, the Merry Christmas, you might recognize some of these borders. That's where those borders came from, were from the Make Your Mark charts. So thanks for your support, and I had some fun with this year, and I can't wait to show you more for 2024. I've joined in on a stitch along this month with Nicole Spohr, featuring Snow Magical by Brenda Gervais of With Thy Needle and Thread. The details to the stitch along are listed in the description box below. We did collaborate with Brenda to create this display piece. It's called the Freeze Frame, and it's available in 2 different sizes on our website. I'm keeping all of my goodies inside this cute little binder portfolio that Nicole did make, and she gifted it to me back during the pep rally retreat. I'm using all of the called for floss, and I've got that kitted up on a dial that we did for the stitch along. And I am using also the called for fabric which is Tobias by Seraphim, and I'm stitching on 32 count. The stitch along started by doing the sweater of the snowman first, and now they've moved on to the head. I'm a little bit behind, but I'll catch up. And the frame that I'm going to be using will be the large size. For sizing on the frames, the large size will fit a 32 count and a 28 count. But I want to note that the 32 count is going to show some border of the snow globe. The 28 count, however, is going to go all the way out to the edge. Same is true if you're doing 40 count and 36. 40 count is going to fit just like the display piece because Brenda stitched hers on 40, and I believe Nicole is also stitching it on 40 count. So she is using the small globe. This is the size and the scale that you'll see using it, stitching it on 40 count on the small globe. If you do 36, the stitch will go all the way out to the edge. So that'll leave you with the base to embellish, and your stitching will fill your entire globe, which would look adorable. Maybe you could put a little cording around it, but either way, those are the sizes that will fit and how they will fit onto the freeze frame display piece. There are directions for putting the freeze frame, but it's pretty simple. It's a cute little puzzle style, and you're going to receive two of this piece, one of the base, and you can see you glue some, one of them on one side, the others on the other side, and then that will allow your piece to stand freely. I can't wait to get mine done. I got to get caught up on it though. This is where I'm at. Let me bring this up a little closer and I'll show you my stitching. So when I got started, I started in the center, and then I started with the white stitches and did those, and then I did the blue, and now I'm going to come down and finish the bottom part of his sweater and fill that blue in, and then go up and do his face. Let me show you the stitch along again. Now if you want to join in on the stitch, Nicole does a live stitch with me every Wednesday night on her YouTube channel. It is so much fun. She stitches and goes over some of the details and how she's stitching it and how she's doing things, and just, kind of chats and has a good time. So you might want to join along and check that out. The last retreat I attended was at Hobby House, and the designers were Nicola Parkman of Hands Across the Sea and Claudia with Dutch Tree Designs. I was not able to stay the full time, and so I missed out on what Claudia had to share with us, but I was there for Nicola's presentation and for the items that she shared with us and what she did, so I wanted to talk about those and share that with you in this episode. Now first, look at this bag, you guys. I love it so much. Look at the bag we got from Hobby House. Hobby House was so much fun to visit and see, and to look at all of their fun things there, and just the atmosphere of the place by itself was just amazing, and I had a great time seeing their shop. We stayed at a beautiful hotel and had a couple of days for the retreat, but like I said, I was only there for one, so I have the items here that Nicola shared with us and talked to you about what she did and how she showed those to us, right? The chart that we learned from was Amelia Brown, and what Nicola did in teaching was to take us through learning the steps to create the different stitches within here, and we also got what we called a doodle cloth to work on these things. Now I mostly just kind of practiced with the Algerian eyelet. That's what these were. But she taught us how to do all of it so that we could finish this design, and we did get the materials to create this this piece, which was so neat to see, and we got to see it in person. She also gave us this packet full of other goodies and things, and a chart to finish a band that went along this. Look at it. Isn't that cute? Because of course we got this too. Nicola does carry things like this in her shop. So I'm going to link to Hands Across the Sea, and you'll want to go over and watch her Flosstube videos too for more details on this. Now the first night I got there, I got to sit with Holly Neal, which was awesome. These are some goodies too that we got, a calendar and some other things that were fun that came from Nicola. But I got to sit with Holly, and Holly, she just got really into it. as far as getting this piece stitched, because Nicola presented with this challenge that you'd get a prize if you stitched the piece that went on that. Let me show it to you. So like I said, we had the doodle cloth that we were working on, and the band that went around it is this one right here. It says with needle and thread, and then Hobby House Needleworks 2023. Nicola was so amazing. She sat down with Holly actually and showed her how to fully finish hers so that she ended up with that finished and was able to take it home. Another thing that I practiced while we were there, because she showed us, I hate to bring this up really close, but I'm going to. These are my Igerian eyelets. It was just really interesting to listen to her talk and share the notion of taking this and doing it in a path. I would never have thought of that. So that was one of the great things about attending a retreat and being there, so that you could listen to the instructor, share the details of how to tackle some of these stitches that you find within these charts, so that you can add that to your skill set as a needle worker to be able to do later on. Now, remember my little freebie that I gave you guys? This is what inspired me to use the borders from the Make Your Marks to make this freebie ornament for you. This was a chart that Nicola gave to each one of us, and I loved it, and I had such a great time stitching it that it inspired me to take borders from my own charts and make another one that I could have fun with and then pass it along and give it to you. But I just love that inspiration that she passed on to us, and she gifted all of this chart, and I got it stitched up. This is on a 36 count fabric, and it is using a silk. Again, had a great time stitching it. Now I got to figure out what I'm going to do to fully finish it. But that was another finish and another fun and a great ending to my year of fabulous retreats, and I cannot wait to tackle the retreats I have scheduled for 2024 and share them all with you. I put together my whips and my plans, or probably better yet, more like hopes and dreams, you know how that goes. Anyway, the first one is, this one was a full finish. We've already looked at it. It's from the freebie chart. As a whip, though, I have it going on 56 count. This was a piece I picked up while I was at Dying to Stitch, and I really wanted to try it, and got this far, Got to keep moving on it, but I did get that far along until my eyes pooped out and I just got too tired, but I don't think I'm done with it. I think I do want to keep stitching along, and I decided to use the freebie because it was real basic and thought it would be a great one for practicing on something so new to me. And that's also great because there's only one color, so I don't have to, fiddle around with a lot of color and can just move right along. I'll show you the size difference here because my ornament was 36, we said, and then there's the 56. So I think it's a great practice. Let me turn that around. That might be better. There we go. That's a little better. I think it's a great practice, like stitch, and it'll be my 56 count doodle cloth, we'll call it, as we move through the holiday season. I'll just keep that out. May or may not get finished, but that's okay. We're practicing, right? The next whip, which I'm not even sure why we're looking at it because it really hasn't changed, but I thought I'd bring it in. It's October's from Teresa Kogut. It was the exclusive during the Primitive Gatherings retreat that I went to this last year. And I'm still putting the little straw notions in, the back stitching on each one of these so that we can, eventually get this onto a board. Now, as an exclusive chart, designers typically release these about a year later when they have an exclusive that they do for a retreat. This one hopefully will come out next year and we'll be ready for it so we can get a board and you'll be all set with a great fun board design that you can use. The bag that I've got it here in is from Goose Design. I am using all the called for colors, and you can head over to her shop and take a look at some of her great project bags that she has available. There's a lot in the Teresa Kogut fabrics if you're doing some of those stitches. The next whip we've got is also a new start. It was during the Jingle Ball that I grabbed this one. It's Home for Christmas. It's a 2023 Jingle Ball exclusive from Teresa Kogut. And I purchased it as a PDF so I could get started right away during the ball. I grabbed 36 count Winter Brew because I thought the floss looked great, together on this one. And it was a piece I had in my stash that I had grabbed while I was at the Dying to Stitch retreat. This is my new start. I was able to get this bottom part done while hanging out at the stitching tables during the Jingle Ball. And then since then, this last week, I, got some more done late in the evenings once we were done cutting, and I just needed some time to just kind of decompress. Was able to put that stitching in. So for being, a pretty dense pattern, it's going pretty good. It's going real fast. We'll see if we can get it done. But I've got this also in a Goose Design bag that's crafted out of part of Teresa's line. Get that out of there so you can see the inside. Some of her fabric. I think she has quite a few of these over in her shop right now, so you might want to, check out Goose and see what she's got. Our next whip is really kind of a finish, but I've got it here as whips because it's not fully finished yet, and I'm working on the project Enjoy the Stitch from Hands-On Design. This one was introduced during the 141 Pep Rally. It is a chart that's available though, so you can pick this up in our shop. We do have this one available, and it's fully finished on our trinket box. That's what you see here in the background. I'm working on it so that I can get mine fully finished. This is how far I've gotten. I did stitch it in the called for DMC, and I've got the stitch done and the piece for the pillow. A new bag that just came in, and can you believe how perfect it is with these colors? I mean, get out of town. This is from Rika of House of Stitch and Stash, and I joined her Folio of the Month club, basically. And this is her little design that she does with the floss bed here. It's got this great pocket, and I've got the DMC floss tucked away. This was the dial we did that was an exclusive with the pattern for a little bit. It was a freebie. She's got her vinyl over on this side. And Rika does her club super fun because she gives you a choice of 3 different fabric choices. So she'll send out an email the month ahead and say, choose what combination you want. And I picked this one for my first one. This is her Instagram. I don't know if she has any space available, but if you message her on Instagram, she will let you know what the status is, or maybe even just get on a wait list. But it's a great folio. I love it. Love it so much. I was able to hang out with Rika a little bit in the stitch room, so that was fun, talking to her during the Jingle Ball. a Christmas whip that I have going, and I've shared before, but I've got a little bit of an update here because check this out. It's Christmas Rules from Lizzie Kate, using, again, a Dot Dot Goose bag with the called for weeks die works. And I am stitching mine on 40 count. Lynn just brought her finish in that was on 14, and I wanted to show you her finish and how amazing it looks and the size difference. Isn't that something? I think it's so cool. Lynn also did hers using the Weeks floss, and she's got it completely done. I'm being a sneaky person here because I don't know that she knows I'm sharing it. But anyway, Lynn's great. She did a great job. She's also got all of her buttons in. There are button embellishments that are included in each one of the charts. Let's take a look at the charts. I've got them, again, in another Dot Dot Goose bag. And the charts come, there's a whole bunch of them in the series. The top part, let me spread this out so you can see it again. This portion is a free portion that you grab off of the Lizzie Kate website. The rest of it, all of these parts, you could do them as just ornaments or pillows, or put them all together like Lynn has to make this really nice long Christmas Rules. Love these. They're so cute. Combination, and they're an older piece, but these are still available at 1-2-3 stitch. So what happens is you get 2 of them. You've probably seen these, but let's go over it again. You get 2 in each one of the cards, and then on the back it shows you how to put them together if you want to do the long piece the way Lynn did. And they're available there, so you can go over and just kind of order them all individually, or even give them a email or message them and say, could you just put this together for me? And I'm sure they would. So that's still available to get if you want to grab that. And like I said, the top portion is something you download from Lizzie Kate, from that website. She's really motivating me to get going, although you can see I'm a long ways. But I'm keeping it out, and we'll see what happens. And I will be sure to share, how Lynn finishes this, because that's going to be fun to see that piece fully finished. Now, remember, I also have some plans, or those, hopes and dreams. And they were also from some things that came from the Jingle Ball. The first one was a class that I signed up for with Kathy. And she taught the class during the Jingle Ball, so we got the whole kit ahead of time. And she also shows it finished on a flat finish, so I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But it's Jingle Around the Block. Again, it's a Jingle Ball exclusive, so be looking for this probably next year. And the fabric came in the kit, so I'll be using that along with the called for DMC. Kathy uses these cute little cards so you know what your floss goes to. And when she shared a flat finish, she did it on this fabric that's from a line, Hustle and Bustle, I believe is the name of it. And so I grabbed some on Etsy in case I want to finish mine as a flat fold as well. Not sure, but it's in the plans to maybe work on that, or at least get it started this year. There were a lot of freebies that were available during the Jingle Ball, and I downloaded this one from Teresa. He's precious, so he's over in the plans section. And a new design that just came in from Little Robin are these adorable little vintage looking, look at it, looks just like him. I love it so much. So this Santa, oh man, I love these guys. So I grabbed these, and like I said, they are available in our shop now. So I'd like to do that. And another one that's kind of along the same vibe, and so I kind of like to maybe make these together, is Kathy's exclusive from Jingle Ball, is the All Is Bright exclusive. This one, she has a lot of collaborating with this one. So the fabric came from Stephanie, a Fabrics by Stephanie. The finish piece, which is the snapshot frame, we made here in our 141 shop. And then she's got, I think, the No, she probably made this for the edge, the cording. I'm not sure if that was, I know she collaborates a lot with Lois too of Lady Dot Creates. But we've got in the kit, we got Weeks Dye Works, floss, which I've got it all tangled up now, of course, with another adorable tag. I did order the fabric from Stephanie. I ordered extra. So that's what I was going to share, is that the red and the white that's coming from Weeks in this kit is whitewash and Turkish red. And so maybe my Santa would be really cute on some of the juniper that I bought extra of, and these will kind of blend together. I just thought they had, you know, a great look for my vintage Christmas. And the snapshot frame was also something that was an exclusive in Kathy's shop, with getting the dial for your floss and the frame along with what we call a kickstand. The kickstand is something that comes separately. You put it together and glue it to the back of your piece, and it allows your piece to stand freely then without having to put it in an easel. Moving forward, kickstands will be available in our Etsy, not Etsy, we're on a website now, on our website, so that you can add a kickstand to other boards that we have along with, if you want to put it on the snapshot. The snapshot will be sold separately and the kickstand separately, so that you can, you know, do what you want basically. But this all came together when you bought it from Kathy this last weekend. So if you grabbed that, way to go. You got an exclusive there. And then the final, get my mess out of the way. Oh boy, I got a lot going on, don't I? With my hopes and dreams. There was another one that was offered at the Jingle Ball from Kathy, and that's Shiny Objects. This has a color and cotton thread pack with it, so I got that because I don't really have, I'm not part of their club, so I don't have a lot of color and cotton, so it's best for me to grab, you know, the kits when they come out to get the floss that way. But I thought those were really precious. So I have them set aside. Again, may or may not get to it, but if we do, that's going to be a new start for 2023, maybe into 2024. It's bow season, and we updated the bow tool set. The first set we had makes a bow for a 2.5 inch and a 3.5 inch size. What we've done is we took both of those sizes and made them into one tool. And then we added a second tool that will make a 1.5 and a 4.5 inch bow. With the purchase of the set or individually, you will receive complete instructions inside with a photo guide on how to create a bow using the set. Also, there's a QR code on the back that will take you directly to the video tutorial here on my channel showing how to use the tool. Let's take a closer look at them. Here's your tool for the 2.5 and 3.5 inch size, which this is a 3.5 inch. This is the 2.5 inch. And this is the width of the bow, not the width of the ribbon here, but the width of the bow that it will create. And the other tool makes the 4.5 inch, which is this jumbo bow. And on the other side, it makes this cute little 1.5 inch bow. Again, the width of the bows, right? I did bring some ribbon here with me so I could demonstrate tying one here for you now. Again, there's another video tutorial on the channel, so you can go reference that. It will tie with wired ribbon. That's what these are. It takes a little bit more effort, but you can get a really nice wired ribbon bow, or this one is non-wired, so it'll make a nice ribbon with that as well. Now you're going to cut your piece a little bit longer than you need, and the long end you're going to lay across the top of the tool away from you, and the shorter end is what's going to be close to you. You're going to take your ribbon and go behind the tool, and then up again right here, keeping my thumb right on top, over the top, and thread it between the tool and the top of the ribbon. Come down and around, and then up again through the center, and then where my thumb is where I'm going to tuck it in. So I'm going to go across the top of that, and then tuck it right in here, and pull it through to make the knot. There we go. So there's my knot, and then I just kind of cinch it down, wiggle it around so that I get that knot in the center of the tool. So I gave you plenty of space in here to do that with. And then you can flip it over so you can make sure you've got it positioned correctly. Tighten it up, and then just slide it off the end, and you've got a perfect bow. And then because I had it a little bit longer, you're just going to then come through and, just trim off your ends to the desired length that you want. And there's your ribbon. Cute little bow, ready for your cross-stitch finishing. The giveaways from our last episode was a freeze frame display piece in the size of your choice. If you see your name here, congratulations, you're a winner. Email us at info@141designcompany.com to let us know you've won. This week's giveaway is a $25 gift certificate to our shop. Use the word gift in the comments below, and next episode we'll be giving 3 of those away to 3 lucky winners.